don't. You're not selling anything.
The Fed's not done, and I'm going to tell you why.
Welcome back to Sean's show, everybody. We are continuing our coverage of the most important story of, I think, the year, which is obviously the merger that was blocked. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. We'll cover that later. There was a merger that was blocked that I want to talk about. Obviously, we're covering the healthcare CEO assassination, and there's just so much to cover. I want to start with a video. I want to start because a lot of people didn't know this, but you may not have known this, but the Brian Thompson, the United Healthcare CEO, was not actually the CEO of the whole company. He was just the CEO of United Healthcare, which was a business unit of United Health Group. So who we're going to hear from in just a moment here is actually Brian Thompson's boss on a video, if I'm not mistaken, is an internal video over Zoom, I believe. He's on a Zoom call, I think. And or he's addressing his employees internally, and someone video recorded it and leaked it. And we're going to take a look. We're going to take a look at what the Brian Thompson's boss has to say about this really tragic. I also just want to say, like last episode, I got a comment on my last episode. I want to read the comment that I got on my last episode real quick. It was really rude, and I didn't like it. It was honestly pretty hurtful. I just want to read this comment that I got. It was sad. Let me just give me a sec to pull it up here, guys. Again, I'm trying to be fair here because I don't want people to. I feel like maybe I'm coming off the wrong way. Someone said on my last episode, "You are despicable." No other way to say it. And I mean, I agree, but you don't have to say it out loud. That's kind of hurtful. So I want to be fair and balanced. So let's take a look and cue up this video, and we're gonna watch the reaction of Brian Thompson's boss. You ready, Connor? All right, let's take a look here.
Good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to take this opportunity to give you a brief update on the very tragic events of yesterday, where we lost our very close and valued friend, colleague, Brian Thompson. You've all read the news reports, and I know you will have seen the various updates from across the organization, but I wanted to take this opportunity to just give you a little bit more information about what we're doing at this time. First and foremost, I want to reiterate just how immeasurably sad the tragic passing of Brian really is. To his family, to his friends, to all of his work colleagues, and frankly to the American healthcare industry, within which Brian was an innovator and somebody who endlessly put patient interest first to try and improve healthcare for everybody.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there real quick. Andrew, I'm going to stop you right there. You're correct. Brian was an innovator. And I don't know about that next part that you said. If you recall what he said Brian Thompson was an innovator and always put patients first. Now I can agree with the first part. He was an innovator. I don't know how much of exactly he was putting patients first. It's also, this guy's British, so I'm like, I don't really care what you have to say. First of all, you're British, so go fuck yourself. First of all, you're British. Second of all, you have a big nose. Your nose is larger than the bullets that hit Brian Thompson in the back. And thirdly, he was an innovator. I mean, this guy's basically saying, it's very important that we remember Brian Thompson as an innovator. He continued to deny coverage in innovative ways. He was developing an AI system to deny coverage of infants with brain cancer. One of the things, this is this guy's whole energy. He's basically looks at people and he goes like this. He's gonna be at Brian Thompson's funeral and he's gonna look at everyone and be like this. I knew Brian on a professional level, but I'm also honored to have called him a friend. one of the things that Brian Thompson was working on before his untimely demise was an AI system, and we were all very excited by this. I can't. Also, my British bleeds into Australian. I'm very sorry. Um, he's gonna go up and be like, Brian was very he Brian came to me once in London in our office in London, and he said to me, Andrew, I have this exciting idea for a new AI system, and you know how he came to me and he said, Andrew, you know how our employees they're manually denying coverage to these infants with brain cancer. Andrew, we spend a lot of money manually denying infants with brain cancer our healthcare products. Well, what if we used AI to deny coverage autonomously? I call it autonomous AI coverage denial. It's a very exciting product. And I'm very excited to bring it to you. That's what he said to me. And I want to just pay my respects to Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson, the CEO. Also, he wasn't even a CEO of the whole company. He was just the CEO of the business unit. That kind of speaks to the amateur nature of this hit job. You want to do some damage, you should have hit Andrew Whitty. These are jokes. No one should die. Okay, let's keep watching the video.
We all feel a great sense of loss, and I think today
I don't.
We're shattered by that.
I'm not.
In terms of the reality of knowing that he's not here with us now.
To deny coverage anymore.
We're working very hard to provide as much support as we possibly can to Brian's family, to his wife, his two boys, his brother, and his mom. We're trying to make sure that they are protected from invasive media and also have the right security support. And they know that we will be there to support them through this and beyond to make sure that they're okay.
Wow.
I'm
what a great guy.
Acutely aware that this has a huge impact for everybody across the organization. And I just want to highlight a couple of areas that are important and I want everybody to be aware of because it might be helpful for you. Whether Brian was a friend or a colleague or a mentor, your boss, or just somebody you happen to know the name of, the circumstances of his death are profoundly shocking and disturbing.
Wow. What a response. What a powerful reflection by Mr. Whitty on the event. I mean, we've got it's really, I mean, it was smart. It was a smart reaction to, I mean, it's what you would expect. It's what you'd expect from the guy's boss, right? That must have been a different video. The one that I saw somewhere, he was like, we're going to continue to deny unnecessary coverage. I'm going to look that up really quickly here. Because that's, I mean, to say that is pretty tone deaf. And also it sounds like this guy wants to die. I mean, I'm not going to do it. And I don't think, no, I'm not condoning that anyone should do it. Unless you have nothing to lose. Okay. That's a joke. Okay, here we go. Here's an article. So the United Health CEO, this is Brian Thompson's boss, said in a video, he said, the insurer, United Health, will continue to prevent unnecessary care in leaked video as sick trolls warn dude's next. So obviously people are joking he's next because, he is Brian's boss. So, okay, here's a quote from Andrew Whitty later in the video. He goes, "We guard against the pressures that exist for unsafe care or for unnecessary care to be delivered in a way which makes the whole system too complex and ultimately unsustainable." Let me read that again. So the guy gets shot. He dies. And then his boss comes out. And one of the first things that his boss says is this. He goes, "We guard against the pressures that exist for unsafe care or for unnecessary care to be delivered in a way which makes the whole system too complex and ultimately unsustainable. Now, I don't know what unnecessary care is. I don't know anyone else in the world that wants to spend a moment longer in a fucking hospital than they need to, right? I don't think, maybe there's a very small group of people that are hypochondriacs and they think they have an illness, but they don't actually have an illness. And there's, I don't know, health insurance abuse. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't exist. I think we all know someone who goes to the hospital. I would call myself someone that goes to the hospital too much. But that's the mentality. Maybe because my dad's a landlord and I'm rich. Maybe okay, let me make it personal. Let me make it personal. I grew up rich. My girlfriend grew up poor, right? And when I have something happen to me, here's a fun story. Actually, I was on the road story. I know I'm not allowed to tell these. I was on the road. I was driving back from a show in I think it was Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. I can't remember where. And it was around the 4th of July. And I was at a stoplight with the window down. I was blasting some music. I was having a great day. Great night. Show was great. I'm listening to jazz. And then all of a sudden, I hear a massive bang from like the McDonald's on the corner of the intersection. And I thought like I had gone deaf. It was like a cherry, you know, those cherry bombs, like fireworks, like they launch them and they set off all the car alarms. I mean, I thought it was a fucking explosion. This cherry bomb went off at a McDonald's, and all these car alarms start going off. I'm freaking out. I've gassed it through a fucking red light to get away from it, and I like had ringing in my ear. So I'm at a red light, and this bomb goes off. I have ringing in my ear. I'm like disoriented. So you know what I did? I went to the fucking hospital. Is that so crazy? I called my girlfriend, and she's like, "Don't go to the hospital. It's going to be a waste of money." And that is the mentality. That's the mentality that Americans have been indoctrinated into thinking is normal. If you think that something is wrong and it warrants a visit to the hospital, don't you think that you should be able to go and take a look and have the doctor be like, "You're good to go"? Is that so fucking crazy? You think I wanted to go to the hospital? No one wants to be there. So for this guy, Andrew Whitty, the CEO of United Health Group, for him to be like, "Oh, you know, our whole business model is making sure that people don't get unnecessary care." That is a load of hot fucking dog shit. It's a load of dog shit. Also the audacity for a healthcare CEO to prescribe what care is necessary and what care is unnecessary is absolutely disgusting. You know who I bet has had some unnecessary care in their life? Andrew Whitty. You know who has unnecessary care? The rich. The ultra rich get unnecessary care all the time. Also, I mean, you know, just looking at this guy's face, I have an idea for some very necessary care for, Andrew Whitty, the CEO of United Health Group, he said that the company will continue to guard against unnecessary care and procedures that are not actually needed. Now, if you've seen Andrew Whitty's face, I can think of a few procedures that are definitely very necessary for him. I think a facelift will be good for Andrew Whitty. I think a nose job. I think he needs a nose job. I think he needs his eyebrows done. There's a lot of necessary care that needs to be done on Andrew Whitty's face. Maybe a bullet in his I'm kidding. In his temple. So this doesn't change. The sad thing is I don't know. I'm still sort of, we're all still processing what happened. This may turn out to be the start of a violent revolution in America. Obviously I like to joke about this stuff and it's comedy and I've got plenty of, I've got a safeguard. I've got a great job. I've got guns. I've got money. I've got, I've got security just in case you come after me. I've got security. I'm not even, actually, I thought of a funny sketch idea where like, I think who I want to talk to right now that I think would be really funny to talk to. I want to talk to the CEO of like a failing healthcare startup. Like, I want to talk to that guy. I want to talk to that guy because I think that he probably has a big ego. I want to talk to a guy who's running a healthcare startup right now. He's a CEO and it's failing miserably. And he spends like the company's last dollars on security for himself. Like that's the reaction. Like I think that'd be a funny character sketch. Like a guy being like, look, it's just guys like us. Guys like us are really being targeted right now. It's really sad. It's like, and his company's worth like $2 million. And it operates in the back of a fucking chiropractor's office. He's like, dude, shit's wild out here, bro. Gotta get security. Shit's wild. I think there's gonna be it's just a wait and see kind of thing. It may be a turning point in the way that we all decide to what's called the redress of grievances. So maybe we redress our grievances more violently now. Or alternatively, it could be a simple one-off case where a guy got upset and just got tired of the system and took matters into his own hands. So we'll see. But let's keep reading here. So obviously people roasted the shit out of Andrew Whitty. It's obviously how we expect him to react. But I mean, so much has come out since last week that we have to get to. So this is funny. So the jacket that was worn by Luigi Mangione is flying off the shelves. So the broad American public they're buying Delay, Deny, Depose. They're buying the book. Everything about this guy is becoming like he's a folk hero. He's like an anti-hero. The jacket that, what's so crazy about this story is that everyone's obsessed with Luigi now. They all love him. They think he's hot. They want to fuck him. They want to sit on his cock. Everyone loves Luigi now. And, now that his identity's been revealed, a lot of people are trying to copy his style. So we have the book that was referenced on the bullets that were inscribed. That book is sold out. It's flying off the shelves. The jacket that he wore, the jacket that was worn by Luigi is also flying off the shelves and is sold out everywhere. And what's even more incredible than that is not only that, if you don't know, Luigi had a back issue that made it hard for him to be intimate with partners. And people are so obsessed with Luigi now that a lot of men are also not making their girlfriends come anymore. And that's crazy. Like, that's the level of insanity that is happening. No, that's a joke. That's just me. So people are at Kohl's buying the Levi's jacket. It's being called killer fashion. I mean, next Halloween, everyone's gonna be Luigi Mangione. He's very interesting. I mean, he's angry. And here's the thing. So the guy got a master's degree in computer science from Penn, which is an Ivy League school. And he, I'm such a pussy. I read his manifesto and I cried. I'm such a fucking pussy. I literally read Luigi's manifesto and started crying. Like, that's not, I feel like embarrassed to share that with you guys, but like, let's read his manifesto, actually. I believe there was like a fake one. People were saying that there's like a fake Luigi's. I typed in Luigi's M into Google and it was like Luigi's Mansion. I was like, no, not that one. Luigi's manifesto. Okay. Let's give this a good read. Okay, here's Luigi's full manifesto. To the feds, I'll keep this short because I do respect what you do for our country. Okay, right away, Luigi, you lost me. Right away, you lost me. How? Hold on. Can we back? No one. This is why you watch the show. No one else has this take. You ready? How are you going to print a ghost gun? This guy printed a ghost gun, wrote inscriptions on the ammo, and executed a healthcare CEO. And then he gets arrested. I think he wanted to get caught. Who hangs out in a McDonald's when you're on the lam? I don't know. Then he gets caught. And the first line in his manifesto is a hat tip to the feds? What the fuck? Guys, if I shoot a healthcare CEO and I write a manifesto, I'm not going to be complimenting the goddamn feds to the... I don't get that. If I did that, which I would never do, if I did that, I would not do that. I'd be saying to the feds, choke on my fucking dick, you bootlicking scum. That's what I would say. I would say it more eloquently. You know what else is interesting about manifestos? Why are manifestos always written so eloquently? Like, why does there have to be this, why are these murderers, serial killers, the Unabomber, why are, it's like these hyper intelligent, autistic murderers, political murder, hyper intelligent, autistic, political activist murderers. That's a long way to describe someone, but that's how I would describe the Unabomber and Luigi. These guys are very smart. They go to Ivy League schools. They study math. They study computer science. Why does the manifesto have to be... Why are you using a thesaurus to write your manifesto? Why did you have to, it sounds like I'll read the full thing in a second here, but Luigi's manifesto, it's giving AP literature. It's honestly, it's giving cringe. It's giving we know. It's giving we know, dude. I don't think anyone was against Luigi's position. And maybe, yes, I know that he was trying to wake us up to it. But healthcare, I talk about healthcare all the time on the show. Healthcare has been a high-level issue for Americans for decades. So, part of me feels like, this guy came from a rich family. Much richer than my family. His family owns country clubs. His family, he went to a private high school, and then went to Penn. Also, it was funny is the guy went to Penn University, or I don't know, University at Penn. UPenn they call it. The guy went to UPenn, right? And then he ended up at TrueCar. You guys know what TrueCar is? Who gets a... Can I say something about Luigi? Can I say something? Is that okay? Who gets a master's degree at Penn and then ends up a data engineer at TrueCar? That's gay. Go work at a fucking... Isn't that lame? You're going to work for... TrueCar is an automotive pricing and digital retailing website for new and used car buyers. How are you... Dude, come on. I want to know Luigi's GPA in college. Can we find that out? I bet it wasn't that high. Okay, let's read his full manifesto. To the feds, I'll keep this short because I respect what you do for our country. Okay, I'm sorry. I was going to read the full thing. Luigi, what is it that you respect the feds doing? Sure, by feds, you mean FBI, right? Yes, the FBI solve violent crime, and yes, they catch rapists and killers and murder. Yes. They do good things. But To open your manifesto with that line is just, you know, if I was like your AP literature teacher at the private high school that you went to, I would say, you know what, maybe go. I would underline that. I would underline that, and I'd say, Luigi, this is a manifesto. It's a manifesto. It's not a persuasive essay. It's kind of a persuasive essay, but a manifesto should describe your beliefs in an eloquent way for the public. And when you start your manifesto complimenting the FBI, you've lost me. So let's continue. He says, to save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly that I wasn't working with anyone. This was fairly trivial. God, this is written like a computer scientist. This was fairly trivial. I think Luigi has autism. This was fairly trivial. Should I read in that voice? That's this guy. Luigi's kind of an enigma. He's an enigma guy. He's hot. He's ripped. He's rich. He's smart. But he's also cringe and a loser. He is a loser. Like, let's make one thing clear. Yes, it's cool that he killed the CEO. Like, that's cool, and I'm just gonna put that out there. It's cool. Democrat, Republican, honestly, I feel like a lot of the rich people that listen to this show might be turned off. See, that's the thing is, again, if you're a listener of Sean's show, you're either very poor and homeless and retarded, or you're rich and retarded. So I don't really know how, I don't know where my audience lands on this. I think my audience lands on this subject. I think they all support the CEO, honestly. I think my whole audience hates Luigi. I don't hate Luigi, but I think he's a loser. I think he's kind of a nerd. But let's keep going. He goes, this was fairly trivial. Some elementary social engineering, basic CAD, and a lot of patience. The spiral notebook, if present, has some straggling notes and to-do lists that illuminate the gist of it. My tech is pretty locked down because I work in engineering, so probably not much info in there. I do apologize for any strife but I think he means or. I do apologize for any strife or traumas, but it had to be done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. You know who's a parasite? Guys that graduate from with a master's degree in computer science from Penn. Those are the fucking parasites. A reminder, the US has the #1 most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet we rank roughly number 42 in life expectancy. United is the indecipherable largest company in the US by market cap, behind only Apple, Google, and Walmart. Wait a minute. That's a lie. Hold on. That's a lie. Let me read that again. So this is the classic computer science guy that talks shit and talks up like he knows about healthcare and finance and engineering and social engineering and CAD, blah, 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 and politics. But if you pull back the Band-Aid a little bit, or you scratch the surface a little bit, you realize that this guy knows nothing. This guy is an amateur. So let's look at this. I want to zoom in on this statement. I'm going to gloss over the part of the manifesto where he talks about how our healthcare system's bad, and I'm going to focus on the trivialities of the different sizes of companies that he described. Because it's just not true. So he goes, United Health is the largest company in the US by market cap, behind only Apple, Google, and Walmart. Luigi, you don't know anything about finance, and you need to shut your fucking mouth about the stock market. Okay? Let's look up top 10 US companies by market cap. I'm going to read you the top 10 American companies by market cap. Are you ready? This is me debunking. This is my Ben Shapiro phase. I'm debunking Luigi's manifesto. He goes, United is the indecipherable largest. So I don't know. Maybe there's a qualifier. Anyway, this is a comedy show. My point is, we're going to keep going. It's not the largest market cap company behind Apple, Google, Walmart. So let's take a look. Obviously, oh, sorry. Here it is. It has grown and grown, but has our life expectancy? No. The reality is, these companies have simply gotten too powerful, and they continue to abuse our country for immense profit. True, because the American public has allowed them to get away with it. True. Obviously, the problem is more complex, but I do not have space, and frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument. But many have eliminated the corruption and greed, e.g., Rosenthal Moore. Again, doing like literary citations in a manifesto? Come on, dude. Like, come on. I don't like this trend. I really don't like this trend of being of doing a activist killing, and then in your manifesto you're this smart guy. Isn't that, I don't know, is that to me is lame. Because if you just wrote this and put it on Reddit and didn't kill anyone, people would tear it apart. People would be like, okay, duh. But now, but now since he murdered a guy, all of a sudden we're gonna pour over every word and pretend that this guy is a fucking genius or some sort of, like, he goes, but many have eliminated the corruption and greed decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. That's true. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty. So that's his manifesto. And it's not that exciting. It's not that compelling. It's not that great. I'm not impressed. I don't know. I'm not impressed by Luigi's manifesto. Let's see. It looks like Reddit is actually removing external links to the manifesto. That's a great way to get the manifesto spread even more. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It really seems like, this could be the start of something big. It could be the start of a bigger trend where, I mean, it could happen really fast. I mean, I think there's that one quote where it's like 10 years of 10 years of history happen in a week or some shit like that. And it's true. It's just it's a pretty salient moment in history. This is a historical moment that we're living through, People online are calling him the hot assassin. How the internet became obsessed with Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione. People are going, he's hot as shit. You must have quit. That's funny. That's funny. That's very funny. Others wrote free Luigi. I mean, he's hot. I don't know if he's like a 10. I'm not gay. He's a 9. He's a 9. He's a 10. He is a 10. I will say this. So he was caught in a McDonald's in a small town in Pennsylvania. To me, it's like, dude, why are you at a McDonald's? Why are you at a McDonald's? If you just murdered a CEO and the whole freaking world is looking for you, why? Why are you at a McDonald's? You wanted to get caught. Is that fucked up to say? You wanted to get caught. You know what I think it was, Luigi? I think that you weren't getting enough attention on your shirtless Instagram pics. And I think you were like, you know what? I'm not getting enough pics, likes and comments and DMs for my shirtless Instagram pics. It's time to print a ghost gun and become famous. I don't know. And it's it's crazy. I mean, and what's interesting is I believe it was a woman who ratted him out. Let's take a look. Who ratted on Luigi? So her name is, and I'm not doxing her because it's all over the internet. Nancy Parker. So Luigi Mangione's an alleged snitch, Nancy Parker, faces backlash. Altoona employee Nancy Parker is facing backlash after helping arrest Luigi Mangione and may miss her reward. So that's the crazy thing, is this bitch ratted out a guy, a hero. He may have been stupid, but he was a hero. And she's not even going to get paid. She may not even get paid because of a loophole. People are saying that. I don't know if it's true. Here, this article from the Tribune says this. To qualify for the FBI's reward, Nancy Parker would need to be nominated by the relevant authority, a process that has yet to happen. To claim the NYPD's reward, she would have needed to contact Crime Stoppers directly, as only tips submitted through this service are eligible. Since Parker called 911, she may not qualify for either reward. So there's a $50,000 reward and a $10,000 reward, and she may not get either. And she's getting death threats, I assume. I mean, this is the biggest Karen moment in history. I mean, also, I think she was the GM of the McDonald's. This is exactly what a GM of McDonald's would do. Like, we gotta not be surprised that someone that's the GM of a McDonald's in a small town ratted out a murderer. Nancy Parker, I think she's the GM. Let's see. I believe she was the GM of the McDonald's, but I'm not sure. Let me take a look. I don't know. I'm not sure if she was like the manager or if she was like a cashier. I don't know. But either way, it's pretty crazy. Also, $60K doesn't even really get you that far in America anymore. I want to see if Altoona was a red. It's a red. Let's see what Altoona's political demographics are, because I have a good feeling that that's going to indicate why it happened here. Excuse me, guys. I had a breakfast burrito before this. Okay, so Luigi was caught in a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, which is a city in Blair County. Altoona has a population of 46,000 people. I can take a good guess on what the political affiliation of that city is. Can you? I can. Guess what? It's moderately conservative. That's what this website says. And I mean, this Nancy Parker, I mean, this bitch is a Republican. Let's just make that clear. And not like a Trump, because I feel she's like an old school Republican. Like she's like a bomb Vietnam Republican. I don't know anything about Nancy Parker, but I'm just gonna take a leap of faith here. I think Nancy Parker, maybe she's a manager at McDonald's. She loves rules. She loves keeping the place clean. She tells her employees, she goes, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. Blah, blah, blah. Ain't no fucking bitch. Old school. Bomb Vietnam. Bomb Iraq. Nuke Japan. Old school Republican. Gays can't get married. You know, you can fuck at home, but just don't tell me about it. Old school Republican. Old school. I have a hunch that she's not a new school Republican. I feel like if, you had a pro MAGA guy running this McDonald's, I don't think he would have ratted at Luigi. And that speaks to the culture, that speaks to the distractions that that the elite circles perpetuate, right? We are all, doesn't matter what you're, doesn't matter who you are. Rich, gay, bisexual, Democrat, fascist, Republican, centrist, Bernie bro, MAGA head. Doesn't matter. We all of my homies fucking hate healthcare, the healthcare system. And they think that healthcare CEOs are greedy. I don't think many only the richest of the Republicans would defend this guy, the CEO. Only the richest Republicans are going to be like, well, he was just doing his job, and the reason he gets paid that much is because of the fair. It's a free market. Well, he was getting the fair market rate for his services as CEO of United Healthcare. Only the richest Republicans are saying that. Literally the entire, and what I'm getting at is that, and a lot of people on TikTok are saying this. They're saying a lot of these young people are like, we're becoming class conscious, right? We're becoming conscious of our class. I'm becoming conscious of my class, which is first class. Suck my dick, bitch. No, I still fly coach. Maybe if you subscribe to the Patreon, I could fly first class someday, you pieces of shit. But people are waking up to realize that, hey, Republicans and Democrats, we're not that different. We both get shafted in the asshole by healthcare. Why? Because we're all fucking poor or middle class. Even the middle class is deteriorating and they're getting fucked by inflation. So like it's really it's a really big moment. And this woman, Nancy Parker, who ratted out my hero, Luigi, is just brainwashed. She's been brainwashed. She's been brainwashed by Fox News and by this idea that if she works really hard, she can get ahead and be rich. And that doing the right thing, she thinks that like, oh, it's my responsibility to do the right thing. And in this case, that meant ratting out Luigi, which I think we can all agree was the wrong thing to do. So there's a flood of information, so I want to get some more covered on all this information. So, let's see here. Okay, here's something crazy. Luigi Mangione considered bombing Manhattan and penned a sick to-do list before shooting the healthcare CEO. That's a Daily Mail headline. Luigi Mangione allegedly considered bombing Manhattan as he planned out his attack on United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. That's crazy. So, in a spiral notebook, he wrote a to-do list. And in that to-do list was the idea that he would use a bomb to kill Brian Thompson, but decided against the prospect because it could, quote, kill innocents, and determined a shooting would be more targeted. Okay. He also reportedly mused that it couldn't get any better than to, quote, kill the CEO at his own bean counting conference. Wow. Well, now we know that Luigi is a racist, calling a conference with Mexican people bean counting. It's fucked up, man. Thompson was set. So I mean, this was very pre-planned. It was very pre-planned. It was very well executed. Mangione is expected to plead not guilty. Oh shit. We gotta look at his lawyer. I had something about his new lawyer. His new lawyer seems a little bit crazy. His lawyer's name is Tom Dickey. And I do not like his I don't like Luigi's lawyer's strategy here. I don't. Because oh my god. You guys are not going to believe this. This is crazy. So get this. The lawyer, Luigi's lawyer, went to Altoona High School. Isn't that crazy? Luigi's lawyer went to high school in the city where he was busted. I mean, that's crazy. Luigi's lawyer got his law degree from Ohio Northern University. Bro, just go to jail already. Just give up. Bro, your lawyer went to Ohio Northern University? You're fucked. You're fucked, bro. You're fucked. Yo, get J-Oma. You guys know J-Oma? Get J-Oma from TikTok. Luigi, fucking fire your lawyer. Fire this asshole Tom Dickey and get yourself a real lawyer. Get yourself J-Oma. J-Oma will get you free, bro. He will free. We need to free Luigi, okay? We need to free Luigi and we need to convict Nancy Parker and Nancy Pelosi. But Nancy Parker first. Nancy should be the new Karen. Because, I mean, this is the ultimate Karen moment, is to rat out an activist political assassin. Tom Dickey, the lawyer, he says to the press, he goes, I'm one of the few attorneys in Pennsylvania that's qualified to do death penalty cases. That just looks bad on Pennsylvania. There's only a few attorneys in Pennsylvania that do death penalty cases. Seems like the bar is low. But it looks like Tom is representing him privately. But this guy seems weird. He just seems weird. It seems like so this is crazy. Here's what I want to get to. Luigi Mangione's lawyer says that he sees no evidence. There is no evidence he shot the United Healthcare CEO. Now, this is the defense that someone that went to Ohio Northern University would create. And that's why I'm saying, Luigi, you got to fire this guy. Guys, I mean, look, hey, let me put it to you this way. If you think that this guy's a good lawyer, if you got charged with felony murder, would you want your lawyer to be a graduate of Ohio Northern University? You know what they teach at Ohio Northern University? Fucking nothing, bro. They teach how to mow grass and how to, I don't know, how to shoot heroin. It's Ohio. If you get charged with felony murder, you need, and I'm sorry I can say this because I look Jewish, you need a Jew from Harvard. I'm sorry. Is that too much? If you get charged, if you kill a CEO and you want to get off and get away with it, you need a celebrity Harvard Jew lawyer, okay? You don't want Ohio Northern University from who grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania, some dumbass, fat piece of shit scumbag. You want a razor sharp, veteran, Harvard law school educated monster. You must hire a monster. You need a guy. You need a lawyer that could get P. Diddy off. Luigi Mangione should hire P. Diddy's lawyer. Whoever that is can get Luigi off. Fucking hire OJ's lawyer. Is he still practicing? Hire a real lawyer, dude. People are throwing money at Luigi, and he's like, no, that's okay. And his lawyer's like, no, we don't need the money. Bro, Luigi, you gotta raise a defense fund and hire a real fucking lawyer and not this dumbass. Because this guy is literally saying that there's no evidence that he shot the United Healthcare CEO. We all know he did it, right? Even he admitted that he did it. It's in the fucking spiral notebook. He wrote a manifesto. So this guy, your client, writes a manifesto about the healthcare industry, and he literally says the guy was a parasite. It had to be done. And that is out in the public. And as Luigi's lawyer, your first course of action is to say that maybe it's the wrong guy? That is fucking crazy. And, well, Show, what would you do if you were his lawyer? I'll tell you what I would do if I was Luigi's lawyer. I would say we're looking forward to beating every allegation and every charge. These charges are unfounded, and I will prove undeniably in court that my client is innocent of these charges. And I will show through the evidence and through witness testimony, expert testimony, that my client is innocent. And I look forward to making my arguments in court. No further questions at this time. End of statement. I would not speculate on whether or not he's the right guy. I would not get into details, because the moment you get into details, the opposing counsel is going to stick a knife in your fucking throat. Is this hard to understand? Of course he's the fucking guy. He said he's the fucking guy. It's the fucking guy. This is the guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting to this, but Luigi, please fire your lawyer. Can I be your lawyer? I'll be your fucking lawyer, man. If you shoot a CEO, you deserve to get a Harvard lawyer. If you're going to be represented by some dumbass from Ohio, you're fucked. All right. Okay, I've said enough about Luigi. We did a real rampage through all that shit, but I think this story warrants 2 episodes. I'll probably kind of close it out the next episode, unless more evolves. But the exciting thing about this case is that maybe it becomes the new OJ. Maybe it's just becomes something we all talk about every day for a year. I would love that, honestly. Okay, let's move on here. We have some other news to get to. So, Walgreens, we all love Walgreens, right? Walgreens is in talks to sell itself to a private equity firm. Give it up. All right. I know who's next on the CEO assassin list. It's every asshole that's involved in whatever this shit is. Walgreens is allegedly, and that's a joke, don't kill anyone. Walgreens is in talks to sell itself to private equity firm Sycamore Partners. And this is just going to be bad anytime private equity gets involved in anything. And I know this because I work in private equity. Kind of. I talk to private equity guys all the time at my day job. And let me tell you something about private equity people. They don't care. I work in private equity, basically. And let me tell you something. They do not care about you. Everything that they say about capitalism and how private equity operates is true. They are on another planet. The people that work in private equity, and you don't even know, here's the crazy thing. A lot of people, private equity is so smart at insulating itself from the culture, because if the general public knew the details and the nature of private equity, a lot more, we would have a revolution tomorrow. If you guys were able to see the reality of private equity, no one even knows what it is. I work in private equity. I don't even know what it is. No one knows. It's a wazi. It's a woozy. It's a, from that movie. But it's basically a hedge fund with a bunch of money, and they throw it around, and they're rich as fuck, and they buy businesses, and then they fire half the staff and try to make it more profitable But guess what ends up happening? The consumers get fucked, and then the business goes bankrupt, but they make a bunch of money anyway. That is all true. So Walgreens is being targeted by a private equity firm for an acquisition, and this affects you if you get your prescription filled at a Walgreens. I know a lot of my listeners are on Xanax, Prozac, whatever fucking head meds. If you get your prescription at Walgreens, that could get harder if this goes through. Let's just dive a little deeper here. Walgreens has been really hurting, and so that's what attracts, because these private equity guys are bottom feeders. You know, they don't want to pay them a lot of money. Because the business Walgreens is not doing that well, it's attracted this interest from these PE firms. You know, it can only make things worse. So I mean, but here they have a history of fucking up businesses. Let's take a look. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Private equity appetite for buying retailers has waned since high-profile flops, including Toys R Us, made financing such transactions more difficult. Remember Toys R Us? Toys R Us got bought by a private equity firm, and then it exploded almost immediately. And this goes back to what I was saying. The reason why private equity firms don't buy Toys R Us anymore, and they don't like to buy Walgreens as an exception. They stay away from these businesses that sell directly to the consumers, is because people will notice. People notice when those businesses start to do worse. If you go to Olive Garden or that other one, Red Lobster. Red Lobster was bought by a PE firm, I think. And you know, your fat American dad can't go to Red Lobster and get unlimited shrimp at Red Lobster. He's gonna do a little bit of digging and get mad. So that's why PE firms stay in the background and they fuck you without you even knowing it. So, but in this case, they're getting a little greedy. So we'll see if this deal goes through, right? Apparently, another firm, KKR, made an offer for $70 billion for Walgreens in 2019. And then, you know, now I believe the stock is down to like $8 billion. Something like that. $9 billion. So we'll see if the deal goes through. But it's you know, it's there's still 12,000 stores, 12,000 Walgreens stores. Everything is behind glass already. And you might be wondering, like, how could this even get any worse? Private equity will do it. If you're wondering, Walgreens already sucks, how could it get any worse? It could get worse. Don't believe you me. It could get worse. Believe me you, however that phrase goes. So that's that. I know we're bumping up on time. Syria, I guess there was a regime change in Syria. I really don't care. I'm just exhausted by the Middle East. I'm just tired. I'm just like, I just can't do it anymore. Because I guess Al Qaeda. So the guy fled to Russia, and then Al Qaeda now ISIS, an ISIS funded regime is coming in. So a lot of people have takes. I'm not an expert on Syria, but you know what I will do is I'll write a manifesto about it. So that's your homework for this week, guys. Go ahead and write a manifesto and live a peaceful, happy life full of nonviolence. You can still write stuff. It doesn't have to be a manifesto. Go write something. Go write something fun. Go write something fun. Let your mind wander and write something fun. Let your imagination flow wherever it goes is beautiful. Which is what I try to do on this show. And apparently that makes me despicable, according to one YouTube commenter. So why don't you call me despicable in the comments again? That really made me feel good. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't felt anything since 9/11. Let's see. Closing remarks. We're going to jump into the Patreon after this episode. If you guys like the show, the Patreon is a great place to get an extra episode every single week. with exceptions. I'm still behind, but we're gonna jump right into the Patreon where I'll probably talk more about AI. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in AI, and I'm gonna try to make it funny. And I'm on the road, seanreillycomedy.com. I'm coming to a lot of cities coming up in 2025. So we're kicking off the New Year strong. I'm going to be in San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Tampa, and I'm adding more cities. So come on, see me live. I love going to Texas. I used to live there. I'm going to be at some of the best comedy clubs in those cities. The Houston Punchline, LOL San Antonio, and the Velveeta Room in Austin. So it's gonna be great. So come see a live show where I yell at you live for money. And join the Patreon, like the video, follow on Spotify. Please follow the show on Spotify. That would really mean a lot to me, guys. We're down to 37 followers. We lost a follower this week. I've been like hovering around 38 followers on Spotify. Maybe it's just because all of my bot accounts are the followers, by the way. It's just all me. So follow the show, leave a comment, tell your friends, all that shit. All the shit is in the description. And I want to see if I got any questions from the Facebook group before I wrap up. No, I didn't. Leave a question in the Facebook group, by the way. It helps make the show more engaging. And we're gonna keep rolling, guys. I'm a lot of new stuff's coming to the show next year, so stay tuned. And that's it. I love you. Bye.